camera. I hate how that always zooms in a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna give people a minute to jump on here, but I wanted to talk about my bed because, well, come on, tripod, don't do this to me. Whatever, it is what it is. Okay, I wanted to talk about my bed because I wanted to address the same comment that I keep getting over and over and over again. So I'll just be answering, not necessarily answering that question because it was more like suggestions from everyone, but I wanted to address it. So as far as my bed platform goes, every single person that commented, almost like 90% of the comments were, oh, you should have done more, changing the filter here, you know, because, they were like, you should have done, how the heck do I get down there? Live chat. Okay. They're like, you need the beams in the middle. I'm getting frustrated with this thing. Okay, here we go. So the way that I build the platform, I don't necessarily have beams going down the middle. I do now, kind of. So not, I have more support now than I did in the video because I pre-filmed all of that before I came to Dallas. So I pre-filmed a lot of the videos that I've obviously been posting and I'm not there. But if you guys remember in my layout video, I talked about how underneath the bed, I'm going to have a closet on one side. Well, technically it'll be like a closet on each side, but this side will actually be my closet and this side will be storage for my outdoor stuff. And so like I'll have doors there. That's gonna be two more like fully supported door systems underneath the bed that will be kind of like in the middle of each side. So it's gonna have plenty of support. I mean, it has enough support to hold me even just right now. In which you guys will see in my next video. I actually semi-move into the bus, and so I have a lot of my stuff in there now. Not everything, but some of the stuff that I needed to get out of the way that I don't have anywhere to put in my mom's house. So you guys will see that in the next video. I'm actually editing that right now. Debbie said, did I get much needed R&R down at the river? I wouldn't say R&R is like what? Rest and relaxation, right? I definitely didn't rest a whole lot, or I guess floating the river is kind of relaxing most of the time. I had such an amazing time at the river. I'd never floated the river before, and I wish we could have stayed longer. Like that was probably one of the funnest things I've ever done, and I definitely want to do it again. Maybe at some point later this summer or next year, but I for sure want to make it a yearly thing. And someone, let's see, DS Erle Desirle said the bed looks like it takes up a lot of room. To an extent, it takes up quite a bit of room, but it's a full-size bed, which I wanted, and I knew that already. Like I pre-planned for that. I wanted a big bed. I spent a lot of time on my bed in the van, and that's where that's basically like my relaxation spot. And so, and the bed's high and it's wide, but I can sit on it fully straight up, which I probably will never do, but I can without even adding a couple of inches. You know, I don't think I'm gonna, it won't be 2 inches, not nearly. It won't even be a whole inch that I'm adding to the roof itself, to the ceiling, once the ceiling's done. But yeah, there's plenty of room. Like for me personally, not everyone may like that, but what people have to realize when they watch these bus builds is that these people, sometimes people aren't necessarily building for themselves, especially when you do your first build. Like you think more about, oh, the aesthetic, and like, I love how this person did their bus, I want it to be just like that. Or their van, I want it to be just like their van, because that's kind of how I was when I did the van. And so going into the bus build, I know exactly what I want and what I don't want. And yeah, you have to do it for yourself. And I do appreciate advice. What I don't really like take into consideration is people like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that, when it's like, you don't have to do that. You do not have to do it all one way. Yeah, Teddy said, you did mention in your video that you're putting extra support. I don't understand why these people are complaining. I don't get it. Hey, Paul. Casey said, did you float the river in kayaks? No, we floated them in inner tubes. It was really fun. Eloy said, is it going to be a memory foam? Yes, it's an 8-inch memory foam mattress, and it's already set up. I haven't slept in there yet, but I did lounge around in there for a little bit and kind of got a feel for it, and I absolutely love it. I think that I'm going to make a couple of changes as far as the rest of the bus goes, because in my layout video, I was kind of set on that layout thinking I'm not going to need seating. I'm just not going to need it. I really don't think that I will, because I'll have a desk and stuff, but thinking about it, I'm considering kind of doing a couch in a sense, but I'm still on the fence about it. I've been trying to talk to my mom. I've been trying to talk to my brother, just trying to decide, because I do want to travel with friends. Like I do have friends that are able to hit the road for, a few days to a few weeks at a time. So I want to be able to take people with me and us both be able to, or even if there's more than 2 people, like for us to be able to be comfortable in such a small space. Like if I were able to, I was hoping to be able to take the bus down here to Texas when we're like for the river trip, so that we could drive it to Austin and New Braunfels and camp in that, because we did get a cabin, but I was hoping to be able to camp in that instead, but it just, didn't work out that way. But that would have been 3 people in the bus at that time, and it wouldn't even have been finished. So just something that I'm still contemplating and thinking about. Dark Moon said, have you figured out what's wrong with the engine yet? I hope it's not serious. I don't think it's serious, and I will be doing a whole update video on that later on this week. I'm actually going to be in Dallas until the 7th. I'm flying back, so I'll be back in Nashville on the 7th, but I have I think 2 to 3 more videos that you guys will see. One that was pre-filmed in Nashville, and then maybe 1 or 2 from this trip, depending on, the footage is kind of all over the place, and I wasn't vlogging my entire day, which I might do that, like a spend the day with me and Jessica. But there's some things that I wanted to do while I'm here. So yeah, I have a couple of videos that are going to come out before we talk about the bus and what is wrong with it and why it won't stay running. Miss Mary Ann, thank you, said Jaylena, you're amazing. How are you good you're doing with the bus? I know it'll be beautiful when you get done with it. Can't wait. C Brown 674 said plenty of headroom for a messy bun. Yes, I actually talk about that in my next video, where I actually I roll the mattress out and I sit on it and I show you guys that I have plenty of room, because I'm sure I haven't watched the video that I just posted about the bed frame since I edited it, which has been about a week or so. So I don't remember, I guess I don't I haven't even edited the one I'm thinking of. But I'm sure it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of room. But you'll see in my next video where I actually sit on it and stuff, and I lay down and I kind of show you guys exactly how much room I'll have. Outer Limits Mermaid said, when are you going to do the roof? I am going to install my max fans, and then at least one of them, and then I'm going to do the insulation. But I want to do 2 max fans. And so the whole roof will be done and insulated probably by the end of June, mid-July, depending on when the second max fan arrives. The first one didn't take too long to get there. But I do have all of my solar already, so I'll be installing, not all of my solar. I have my basic solar setup already, but I'm going to be ordering more batteries and a couple more solar panels, and I may need to get a bigger inverter. I'm not sure. I may have something that may not necessarily require me to get a bigger inverter. We'll see. Hey, Miss Cold Beer Ranch is in the house. Hey, what's up? I went and ate some food that I've never eaten before. I forget what it's called, but I think it's like a Asian type food. Jessica's friend is Asian, and he took us to this place, and it was pretty good. We had some like shrimp pork dumplings that were amazing. Definitely my favorite thing. And I'm not big on seafood either. Paul Honeyman did a 5-pound super sticker. That one always reminds me that I should probably go to the gym. Jessica has a pretty nice gym here at her apartment, so that's nice. Teddy said, it's your build, not theirs. You're the one building it for yourself. Why are they complaining about it? Build it the way you want. When they get their own bus, they can build it the way they want. Exactly. Samantha said, hey, baddies. Glad you're getting some time to have fun. Have really been enjoying your bus build videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you also just did a $20 super chat for bed supports so you can be safe and have fun. Laugh out loud. Thanks. I appreciate it. Sir Bum 64, are you thinking of getting a Starlink? I don't know what that is. So, no. He loves the outdoor, said, you inspired me to turn my late father's van into an RV. That would be cool, and a kind of a cool way to honor him. Linda said, did we learn the color? I'm excited. The color is going to be white, and I always forget what they're called. The guardrail things on the side, they're going to be like a burnt orange color. I do want to do like some type of deserty mural on it though at some point. So for now, he'll just be white and burnt orange, and later on we'll pop a lot more color on there. Brian said, how big is your battery bank? I'm going to have 2,000 watt hours. So right now I just have one battery because they are very pricey. Mine is a Renogy battery. I think it's the 200, no, is it? It's a 1 or 200 amp hour or 120. I don't know. It's not very big. I watched Linnea and Akila, her channel, and I literally bought everything that she put in her description for the most part to do my solar, but I think I'm gonna need a little bit more, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some more solar panels and at least 2 to 3 more batteries, so I have like 3 to 4 batteries total. Paul said, Jaylena, you said you like pears. That's the only reason I keep using that one. Oh, I do love pears. David said, do you still have the van? I actually sold the van about a month ago. Yes, Samantha, rub rails. And Matthew, thank you. I always forget what they're called. Every single time, it never fails. Debbie said, definitely check out any repo or junkyards for the build so that you can find, some things you can find are super nice. Yeah, when I first had my, like, in this vision, I really wanted a bus kind of like, just like super clean and finished, like very nicely done. But then I was like, everyone's buses look like that. Not that that's a bad thing. I think they're absolutely beautiful. But do I have the carpentry skills to make them look like that? Probably. But do I have the tools? Definitely don't have all the tools that I need to make everything perfect the way that I would want it if I could go that route. I think at this point, especially right now, after floating the river and making new friends online who are also doing the same, van life, bus life, I really just want to get on the road. I want to meet new people. That's something that I always struggled with throughout my life. I'm a very shy person, and I feel like sometimes I feel like people understand, and other times I feel like people are like, she's rude, or like, she must not like me. And like, that's usually not the case. I'm just shy and awkward. And I feel like I've kind of come out of that a lot as I've over the years and I've grown older. And it's weird, like, becoming friends with people on the internet. And it's also really exciting because these people are also traveling, or they're in places that you're going to travel to. And so, you can make plans to like meet up and like actually become friends in person and maybe travel together or like take a trip together, or, just have a cookout or something. Like, that's what I'm super excited about, is to get on the road and meet new people and make new memories and not just be by myself. Not that I don't love it, I do, but like when I was in Florida, when I met up with Samantha, that was such an amazing experience, especially since we're both the type of people that love to hang out, but also at the end of the day, we can be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go spend my time alone, and it's not weird, and like we totally understand and we get it. So like I said, when your channel gets bigger and you get more money, you'll be able to do more on the bus and then some. Hopefully, maybe I could do another build or something along down the line or something like that. That'd be amazing. Like, just where I'm at now, I'm super thankful and I feel extremely blessed to continue to grow the way that I am. It's not happening super fast, but it's happening, and it's so exciting. Some people like it just, they put out that one video and it just catches, but I'm fine with slow and steady. So as long as it's flowing at all, that's really exciting to me. Jasmine said, hello, good morning. Watching from the Philippines. Awesome. Good morning. Haley said, that's me too. I'm shy and awkward. I'm glad my husband is an extrovert. He gets me out of my shell. Yeah, sometimes that's good to have people around that are like that can get you to go out when sometimes, because I'm a homebody too, which is something I love about van life, is that I'm a homebody, but I do love going on adventures. And so this way I can take my house with me. And if I want to go be at home in the mountains or on the beach, I can do it. I'm probably butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Mountain Mama Homestead did a $3 super sticker of another pair. Thank you so much. Van Life Shorts says Linnea, I always say her name wrong. Linnea has, which I love her name, it's beautiful, has a 100 amp hour gel battery. She said she wants another battery. Yes, that's exactly what I have then, because I bought the same one that she does. So if that's what she has, that's what I have. And I'm definitely I'm gonna invest in some more batteries. Those things are heavy. The amount of people that are like, pooping their pants because I'm using 2x4s that are like, oh my gosh, you're adding so much weight to your build. It's like, have you ever picked up one of these batteries? People have like 4 of these in their bus, and they're so heavy. I can't lift it. I had to get my brother to lift it. Those things are like a small child, heavier than a small child. David said, do you like hiking? I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily hike a whole lot, not because I don't want to, I just haven't done it a whole lot, but I do like hiking. I've done it by myself mostly, like the bigger hikes that I've taken, which is kind of scary. I don't really like hiking a long time by myself. I think I went on like a 10-mile hike one time alone when I was in Amarillo. Was it Amarillo? I think it was Amarillo. That was a little scary. The mountains in Maine. It's okay. I hope to climb. I'm supposed to go out west to meet up at Yellowstone National Park next year with the girl in the woods. That's awesome. I definitely am planning on heading west and northwest once the once the bus is done. At this point, I don't know if I'm gonna come back to Texas and finish it out, or if I'm just gonna finish it there. I guess it just depends on how fast I'm gonna finish it. Because if it's gonna take longer than a few months, then I'm definitely gonna come back to Texas. But if it's gonna come together pretty quickly, I'll probably finish it in Nashville. Come to Texas to visit because I do want to go to Big Bend, and then go to Big Bend, then up into New Mexico, and there's a concert I want to attend in Nevada in like September. There's a concert I think here that I want to attend in August. So we'll see how fast it comes together. I keep forgetting, like I keep getting on different topics, but what I was going to say earlier is that I was wanting something perfect as far as the build goes, but now I'm like seeing seeing other people's builds and stuff, and you kind of get inspired, and I think I'm going to go in a different direction as far as the aesthetic and how I want it to look. I want it to be just very simple and nothing too crazy, because I don't know how long I'm going to live in this bus, and who knows? Maybe it'll be a year, 2 years, 6 months, 3 years. I don't know. Snook said the bus can handle the weight better than the van. I have no, and that's something too I don't understand, is like, if you're watching my bus build series, I'm assuming you're watching other people build their buses too, or like other people who have built their buses out. And these are like big giant trucks. The weight's really not going to do a whole lot to make a difference as far as like what all these people are putting into their buses. Next page, PJ said, it's been fun watching your channel grow and watching your journey unfold. Exciting. Well, awesome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Samantha said, haha, the bus is built to carry a few dozen small children. It's not a van, it's a bus. Tell everyone to chill. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many times it doesn't matter how many times I say anything, someone will always say something about whatever it was. Yep, you definitely need support for those batteries. Oh yeah, I think the batteries are probably going to be on the floor. I don't necessarily plan to put them on anything because those things are so heavy. I might too put the batteries like boxed in underneath where my closet's going to be, which is where I kind of was originally planning on putting everything. And that's still something I'm kind of debating on, because it's either going to go in there or in the front somewhere underneath something. I just haven't gotten that far yet. David Walter did a $20 super chat, sending love from Colorado. I hope you visit this beautiful state in the bus one day. I will definitely be going to Colorado. I actually have been to Colorado, and I have some friends in Denver that I'd love to go visit. So I'm definitely going to make my way to Colorado. I definitely want to do the Rocky Mountains again. I want to go stay in that hotel that Stephen King stayed at. That would be really cool if it's open. But yeah, I definitely will be doing a lot of Colorado though, not just up in that area, but throughout. Colorado's beautiful. I saw Garden of the Gods. I haven't seen that. I'll have to look at that. Sook T said go solar if you can. Everything that I'm using as for power is solar. I don't know how far behind I am. RT3 said, I'm so sorry you felt afraid around Amarillo. I didn't feel afraid because it was around Amarillo. I felt afraid because this hike was so long and it was starting to get dark. And I'm over here just hiking away all alone, listening to murder podcasts. And not that they ever make me feel afraid. They actually make me feel better. Like, because I feel like I'm more aware. But it was just getting dark, and I was more afraid not for people but for animals, like snakes, and I was starting to see like this bird was dead and it had recently just got attacked, and you could tell, and so like there was stuff like that where I was like, yeah, I'm just wearing tennis shoes. I didn't have anything on me. I didn't know it was like that long, like that far, like it was so far. And when I got back to the sign, I should have read that first. I mean I looked at it, but it was kind of confusing, and I thought that there was 3 different paths you could take, and like one was only 3 miles, one was 5, one was 10, but I think the whole thing was just 10, and I wound up doing like, I didn't do the whole thing. I think I went halfway there, and then I was like, I'm either gonna have to finish and go all the way around, or I can go back. But either way, it was a solid 10 miles. So I went halfway, and then I went back the same way that I came. Which, it went around the lake that I was at, and then it went through, like back through, and like you go through the more mountain, like not mountains, but the hilly part, and then you come around the front, and I didn't want to do that, so I just went back to the open area. So T said, keep up the awesome smile, enjoy all your adventures, travels, and have a great time. You're awesome. Peace from Cali. Thank you. Murder mysteries and dark woods don't mix. I will literally like fall asleep to anything true crime related. Me and my friend that went to Mexico, we were like in one of the hotels, and I turned on the TV, and as soon as he said it, I like already clicked it. He was like, ooh, what is it? We both watched Forensic Files, like while we're going to bed. And I was like, yes, that's me. As far as what's wrong with my van, I'll be doing a whole update on that whenever I get back. Jamie said, where were you? What do you mean, where was I? Like, what? I don't remember what it was called. I actually learned about it through Adventure Van Man. He camped there. You could like camp there for free for I think up to 2 weeks. And so I wrote that down, and I actually like planned to go there because of him. And it was really awesome. I would definitely go back. I'd definitely want to have like a dog or like a friend with me if I were gonna go hiking through there again, but it was a really cool place. Lake Meredith, that's where it was. I liked it. I thought it was really, really cool. It actually snowed while I was there. The first day it wasn't snowing, like it wasn't even that cold, and that's the day that I went on the hike, and then I went to sleep, and the next morning I woke up freezing cold. The van was covered in snow, and there was just snow everywhere, and it was, at the time I didn't think I had I didn't have my diesel heater, so I was freezing. So I have heated blankets, and so me and the cats were all cuddled up in the heated blankets, and I made like coffee, and it was cool. It was definitely a taste of, I feel like, the more raw version of van life where, you know, you don't have nice things like a diesel heater. I'm just gonna call you Kat because I don't want to butcher your name, but Cat Mountain Mama Homestead said, I love watching Forensic Files. Been involved in Susan Murphy, who has been missing since Mother's Day a year ago. I'll have to look that one up. I haven't heard of it yet. You guys don't have to be quiet, just don't say bad words. For those of you that don't know,
That's really good.
thanks y'all for the coffee. I'm staying at my friend Jessica's apartment right now. So they just got back with some coffee. Mavlima, hi from the Philippines. We got a lot of people from the Philippines tonight. That is really good. What is this? Tastes like like cinnamon or something.
Yeah, it's vanilla haze. It's seasonal and it has cinnamon, hazelnut, and vanilla.
That's good.
You can get it hot as well, but we chose cold.
Cool. Paul said hi, Jessica. Paul said hi.
Hello.
She said hi. Mike Thomas said, have to check out Flathead Lake in Montana. I'll have to write that one down. David said, can we ask what is the tattoo on the side of your leg? It is a tattoo of Earl Dibbles Jr., who's also Granger Smith. He's a country music artist from Texas. Earl Dibbles Jr. is really funny, and you should look it up on YouTube. Sherry said, hey, y'all from the DFW area of Texas. Hey, Sherry. I'm also in the DFW area. Anyone else drink wine and coffee at the same time? Red Devil says, Jay, you look like a friend from the USA. One more reason to watch your videos. Awesome. I often get told that I look like Kate Winslet, like a lot. A lot. Dark Moon said, have you ever been to Washington State, Pacific Northwest, Rainforest Oceans? I'm actually from Washington State. I've never been to the coast, but I've been all over the eastern side of the state. Dorian said, hey. Hi, Dorian. I will never forget you because of the stickers that you sent. He sent me the cutest alien stickers in the game, bro. Hi, Rescue Pits. Red Devil said, do you ever listen about Albania, Europe? It's a small place. I have not. Stephen Carlson said, got a gift of the smallest Jackery plus one solar Jackery panel. That's awesome. I actually got sponsored by Blue Eddy. I got one of their new, I forget what it's called, one of their new solar generators, which again, I talk a little bit about some of the stuff that I am going to be showing you guys in the future of some partnerships and sponsorships that I have going on when I semi-move into the bus, because I had to go put all that stuff in there. So that's exciting. That video I will be editing tonight and you'll see in a couple days. Linda said, have you heard from Des? She seems to not be posting at all. People are worried now. I actually haven't heard from her. I haven't talked to her in a while. I'll have to text her and check up on her, make sure that she's doing okay. Kyle Lee said, "Is it summer yet there?" Sometimes. Right now it's just raining all the time. It was kind of nice today though. Cat Mountain Mama Homestead said, "I need to get a Jackery and I want a Blue Eddy." I'm starting to see people with the smaller Blue Eddies that are a little bit different than the one that I have. They kind of look more like a Jackery. The one that they sent me last summer, it's kind of, compared to the Jackery, it's taller, it's skinnier, and it is so heavy. I hardly ever used it because it was so heavy, and the Jackery was just so much lighter. My Jackery now, both USB plugs are broken on it, so I still use it all the time. I actually use it a lot, but I'm excited to use the Blue Eddy solar generator that I have because it has like 6 regular plugs. It has quite a few USB plugs. It has just so many plugs, and it's pretty powerful. I think it's 2,000 watts. And they sent me like 3 massive solar panels that are fold out solar panels like I have for the smaller one, but they're so much bigger. Dark Moon said, "I just subscribed to you and your brother not long ago. I'm glad I found you enjoying the builds." Well, thank you. I haven't checked to see if Levi has posted anything lately. I don't know how his new job is going, but I'm sure that he's enjoying it more than his last job. He's very, very much a people person, and he is made, I think, for customer service. So I'm sure he's doing a great job. Neon Catfish said, "The only thing that weight will bother is the gas mileage." I 100% agree, and to be honest, I've seen some bus builds very similar to the size of my bus, and every single one of them always had a lot more stuff than I'm actually going to have in mine, and they all have about the same gas mileage, which is, I think it was like 11 miles per gallon, which is terrible, but I don't plan on like traveling long distances for long times. Like, I want to travel more, like less frequently and stay for longer periods of time. So never drive more than 3 to 5 hours, but then stay at one spot for 3 days to 2 weeks. Linda said, "Kat, I like how y'all look out for each other. Y'all are all the same spirit." I agree. I think one thing I love about YouTube and being a channel that is a little more interactive with their followers than I feel like some channels are, is that I do feel like we kind of get to know certain people and we get to build these relationships. And there's some people that I've made a lot of friends, whether you have a YouTube channel or you're just someone that watches my channel often enough that I, see that you comment all the time, or you follow me on Instagram, and we become kind of like friends, and we communicate often and we keep up with each other. And sometimes, people get inspired and they start their own channels, and I think it's awesome. I think it's a really amazing thing. Let's see. David. As you can see, I'm from Texas. Have you ever been to Eastern Canada? I've never been to Canada, but some of you may know I'm actually Native American, and the tribe where I'm from is called the Colville tribe, and it's actually where I actually got to visit it for the first time at the beginning of last year. My grandfather died, and so he was buried on our reservation in the part where our ancestors, his parents and grandparents were buried. And that cemetery was way up in the mountains, and it was 2 hours away from the Canadian border, which I thought was really cool. I've always wanted to go to Canada, and that's the closest I've ever been. Brenda said, are you going to get a cat pole for your babies? The cats they'll actually have quite a bit of stuff for them. Sorry, my coffee's this coffee's so messy. I'm definitely going to have plenty of places for them to scratch, plenty of places for them to lounge. I think they'll really enjoy the bus a lot more than they enjoyed the van. Not that they didn't enjoy the van, but I felt obligated to let them out of the van a lot more than I think I'm going to feel obligated to let them out of the bus. They'll have plenty of windows to look out of, and I'm actually going to probably build a screen door on the back to where I can open the back door, but if I want to, I can keep the screen door closed, and that way, they can kind of be outside without being outside. And I also thought about, because like I said, on each side underneath my bed, there will be doors, so they can't get under there. But if I did a screen door on one side and then a screen door I can pull out in the front to where I could stick them both in there. And if I wanted to keep the top open and just have them in the screened bottom part, it'll be kind of like a cat cage, I guess, a cat kennel for them, but where I could keep the back door open and they would be able to, catch a breeze if I wanted to chill on the back porch with the top part open so I can get in and out. But also to where I can do just a whole screen door and then, they can chill throughout the bus and then also underneath the bed and on top of the bed with the back door open. Miss Cole Beer said, I love your free spirit. I live vicariously through you. Aw, thank you. I wish that I could come visit you since I'm in Texas right now, but I don't have my own car with me, so unfortunately I'll have to wait till next time. But I definitely want to come visit you guys. To me, the bus and the van are they're essentially the same thing, one is just bigger. It's all van life, it's all the same. David, did you get the briefcase with the $25,000 I mailed to you? No, I did not. You might have to send that over again. Tasha said, how long has the live been going? I've been on for about 42 minutes, so I'll probably be on for a little over 15 minutes. Maggie said, they can't wait to jump up through the top opening, right? The cats actually, for a while, Halo she won't immediately run out of the doors once I open them. She'll chill for a minute and she'll go outside if she wants to. But BB for a long time did not get out of the van. If I had the doors open, she would just sunbathe right in front of the doors and she never really got out. And then she slowly kind of would get comfortable if we were in one spot for long enough. She'd get comfortable enough to get out and I would have a rug in front of my doors and she'd just chill and sit on the rug, and she never went very far. David said, do you still have a dog? If so, does your dog and cats get along? How many pets do you have? New subscriber recently. So my ex and I had 1 million dogs and a few cats, and now I was originally supposed to take one of the dogs with me, wound up taking another dog with me, and then she wound up staying with him for a while. And honestly, I think that it's probably better if I talked about this in my last live chat, and I won't go too much into it on this one, but I think it's better if she just stays where she's at. We continue to to cut ties, not have anything to do with each other, and I think that's just for the best for everybody. People just have to learn to move on. We're trying to move on, everyone else should move on too. David said, I want to meet you and Levi, hang out, etc. Is that possible? Maybe one day. We don't necessarily have any thing planned for that right now, but I definitely want to 100% go to a few van life, bus life events that are happening. So I will be letting everyone know if I'm going to be there, and then that way if you guys want to go to something like that, just know that I'll be there, and I would be more than happy to say hi and meet up with anyone that also comes out to one of those events. George Gooden did a $20 super sticker. Thanks for being you. Thank you so much, George. Everyone's named the little pair stickers, and I'm here for it. Leanne said, you're so sweet, Jaylena. You're such a sweet person. I love catching up with you on a live chat. Thank you. I love hanging out with you guys on live chats. Live chats are one of my favorite things to do, just because I feel like it's so much more intimate. I do scroll through the comments. I don't read every single comment anymore, just because sometimes they're just ridiculous. But I mean, there are some days where I do go through and I look through all the comments. But for the most part, I try not to get too overwhelmed by the comment section. But that's why I like doing live chats, because I feel like I kind of get to catch up with you guys in a way that's not just the comment section, you know? Like here, you guys can kind of ask me anything, and versus like a comment that's probably about that video that you just watched, you know? Let's see. David said, how about a ramp for a Vespa or an electric bike? So I definitely want to get some type of electrical transportation for when I'm at a place and I want to like run up to the grocery store maybe or whatever. One of my friends, my friend that I went to Mexico with, he has a one wheel. And so he's been trying to talk me into getting a one wheel. And I'm considering it. I might have to see if I can ride his first. I do have a skateboard, I have skates, I have a longboard, but those things are pretty fast. Like I could just go, because I was considering an electric scooter. So I might get a one wheel. I don't know. They're pretty freaking cool. Jessica said, hey girl, love your channel. Keep up the good content. That's whose house I'm staying at right now. So, thanks, Jessica. One wheels are super sketchy. They can be super dangerous. That's why you just have to be responsible. Like, don't drink in one wheel. Don't go too fast. Wear protection. My friend actually, he fell and got in a bad accident on his one wheel. Granted, he probably wasn't totally sober. And there was actually someone in Dallas who was riding his one wheel and he fell and hit his head, and he actually wound up dying. So they can definitely be dangerous, and that's why I'm kind of iffy about getting one. I'm thinking maybe I should ride Patrick's first and like you see if it's I know how to skateboard, so I feel like it's probably something I can do, and I'd probably be pretty natural at it, but we'll see. Electric scooters are super dangerous as well. You can ask Jessica about that. Paul said Jessica's super cute. I know, right? Sorry fellas, she's taken these days. I know, it's heartbreaking. Liam said, you probably need to get used to it first and not try to boss you, but we don't want anything to happen to you. Yeah, I would definitely be very careful with it. I grew up trying to be a skater kid, and I definitely have busted my butt pretty hard at times. I didn't break anything, thank God, but I am definitely a little more cautious as an adult, and I would use it just for like running to places quick if I didn't want to take the whole bus. So I think it would be something that is definitely doable. Get a moped for grocery runs. See, and the thing I love about a one wheel is I could just throw it under my bed with my, paddle boards and stuff, and it'd fit just fine. They have bigger ones and they have smaller ones too. So I could always get a smaller one if I wanted to, but I think they go up to like 30 miles per hour, which is pretty fast. Lorraine said, I'm sorry, I just said like 2 wrong names. Leanne said, you're a quick learner. I have confidence in you. If only I could learn names that quick. Thank you. I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty quick learner. Firefighter Kevin said, are you having any issues with your engine anymore? I'm going to be doing an update video on my engine once I get back to Tennessee. And you guys are just going to have to wait. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to build that anticipation. You know what I'm saying? I just have some other videos that I've filmed and stuff that are going out before that one. The Masked Nomad did a $10 super chat. Hey, Jelena. Hey, Masked Nomad. You sound very mysterious. David said unicycles are one wheel also and job opportunities at the circus. When I was in Florida, I actually saw quite a few people riding unicycles. It's kind of weird. Like, not weird like in a weird way, but weird as in like that's not something you see all the time. One wheels are very expensive. They are, but if we're talking like people are like, oh, get a moped, they're not too expensive, you know. Compared to that, it's about the same thing, I think. LC said, what exactly is a one wheel? It's a motorized, to me, is basically like a motorized skateboard with a big wheel in the middle and this board that is on each side, and you stand on each side and you just kind of lean with it. And if you lean one way, it goes that way. If you lean back, it kind of stops for you. It's almost like those hoverboard things that people used to fall on all the time, but I feel like that would be harder to ride than a one wheel. I see people, oh man, I've never been on one of those, and I wouldn't want to even try it. Looks like some mopeds would fit under your bed. Yeah, I don't know if a moped would fit under there. We see wheeled skateboards all the time. One monkey? You see monkeys riding skateboards all the time? I don't think that's what you meant, but that's what I got out of that. Tommy said, what's up? Here from Mansfield, Texas. Hey, representing Texas. Pam Paulides did a $25 super chat. Thank you so much, Pam. Hoverboard. That's not what they're not hoverboards, but it's the thing that had like two wheels on each side, and then you stand in between the two wheels, and you know, if you lean forward, it goes forward, you lean back and it rolls backwards, but people would always like fall and hurt themselves. The Masked Nomad said, there's a guy I've seen that delivers DoorDash on a one-wheel board. Yeah, you could easily do that in like just normal neighborhoods, or even like especially like here in downtown Dallas. I could definitely see people doing that on a one wheel. Whenever I go to my friend's house, anytime he's like, oh, I'm gonna run to the store, he just takes his one wheel down the street. How do you stop on a one wheel? I think you just lean back and it stops. It doesn't stop. It slows down. Like the harder you lean back, like, you know, slowly lean back, you'll slowly start to stop. Leanne said, me and my husband want to go and visit Texas sometime. You should. I love Texas. Texas has a piece of my heart that I think no other state will have. Like I was born in Washington, but I'm a Texas girl. I was raised here, and I feel like people from Texas have this Texas pride that does not amount to any other state. There's just something about growing up in Texas that I feel like, no offense, no one else understands. I love it. A segue. Ken Priest said, why do you have an 11 tattoo on your arm? It's actually a 41. It's a 41, and it was my very first tattoo, and I wanted it for I think 10 years before I got it, and it's for my favorite band growing up called Sum 41. They're a pop punk band. I'm a pop punk kid, and that's what that's for. Basically a one-wheeled Segway. The Masked Nomad said, I left Texas after the ice storm just a couple months ago. That was insane, and I felt so bad because at the time I was in Nashville and like all my friends were here and some of them didn't have generators, and I had a generator, at least I thought I had a generator at the time, but apparently it disappeared, and I just really wished I could have brought it to some people. And yeah, a lot of people suffered that week, and I felt so bad. I was grateful that I wasn't here, but I felt so bad for all the people that were here. The tattoo on my thigh, the Texas one, is Earl Dibbles Jr., which is Granger Smith's alter ego, which I guess you could say he's kind of a redneck comedian, if you want to call it that. It's just funny. One of my favorite country artists. He's a country singer, and Earl Dibbles Jr. just does like funny songs. And yeah, it was for an Ink Masters tattoo convention contest, and it was a free tattoo by one of the most amazing tattoo artists in the Dallas area, and probably, you know, in the game, Mike Hamill, if you want to go follow him on Instagram. But yeah, he's an amazing tattoo artist, and I was not about to let that opportunity pass me by. Steven Smith did a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Steven. Shout out to you. Cat Mountain Mama Homestead said, I love country. I love country too. And like, one good thing I can say, now Jessica's new friend, he's really cool, but he has some really good taste in music, and because of him, I've learned some really good new country artists that are probably some of them going to be some of my favorite artists. But yeah, I'm definitely a country girl too. I'm a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll, you know? Chandra Sutton said, I'm a 5th generation Texan. Some people just don't get what Texas is about. I agree. Is it Tania? Said, I love the Smiths too. Yee. Does Granger Smith know you have the tattoo? I'm assuming Granger Smith knows. One of my friends that lives in Nashville, he's actually friends with the Granger's guitar player, and when I got the tattoo, he sent the picture of it to his guitar player, and I think Amber, his wife, his tour manager, and another someone from his team have liked it on Instagram, and Yee Apparel likes posts I post every now and then, which is super freaking cool. Like, I screenshot it every time and fangirl a little bit. Especially when they like 3 or 4 posts in a row, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, I'm assuming that he's probably seen it. David said, is your mattress going to be the inner spring or memory foam? It's memory foam, and it is so freaking comfortable. Oh my goodness. That was such a happy moment for me opening it up. And again, you guys are going to see that in my next video. Leanne said, I'm so happy that they're having another baby boy. They deserve a baby boy after what they've been through. I'm just happy for them in general. Like, they have been through so much, and I love, watching their journey, and especially like Arise with Amber. Like, they're definitely a family, like they're family goals for sure. That's good, Paul. At least you have good taste in music. Zeke said, born and raised Texan right here. That's what's up. David Cameron said, what was the best part of your day? I actually started binge watching the show Entourage because Jessica got the month trial of HBO so that we could watch the Friends reunion the other day. And it's a pretty good show, but I mean, I just did that. We went and ate some good food I've never had before. I got some wine. They brought me coffee. I'm about to edit my next video for you guys to watch. I would say this whole day has been pretty much a good day. I'm here with my best friend. Like, life is good. Tina said, I've never missed them or you, babe. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Leanne said, me too. They are down to earth family, and I guarantee you that they're just as sweet in real life. Their new home is beautiful. Oh, I agree 100%. I thought it was really cool. I know, or I've met Arms Family Homestead. I know, like, Keeping It Dutch, and all of them were at their Yeet Eat Day, and I thought that was so awesome. Like, just to know people who were there. So that was really cool. That's actually the show that I want to go to in Nevada in September. Granger's playing somewhere, but they are selling VIP tickets, and so I'll actually get to meet him. So I'm definitely going to buy some tickets, and just my bus is going to just have to be done by then so I can be in Nevada at that time. It's just going to happen. And if it's not done, then I'm just still going to go. We're going to drive the unfinished bus to Nevada, and we're going to see Earl Dibbles Jr., which Granger Smith is the only artist in the game who can do a concert and open for himself. Like, he's the only one. Cat Mountain Mama Homestead said, life is good. Life is good. Start to each day with positive note, and it'll be a great day. I agree. Sometimes there's obviously days where we as humans, like, wake up in a bad mood, like, you know, you get up on the wrong side of the bed. But I feel like if you kind of talk yourself out of that negative mindset, it can be hard, but it can be done. And, you know, sometimes you just gotta think positive thoughts. Someone said, that's kind of you, David. What did David say? Miss Colbier said, Texas pride, country music, and cold beer, my 3 favorite things. Yeet eat. I'll yeet to that. Oh, David said, I'll buy you tickets. That is super kind of you, David. Leanne said, yes, it can be, because I deal with mental health too, and you just have to change your mindset. Yeah, I mean, Sam Rooney said, I saw you on Tinder, swipe right. We'll see, Sam, we'll see. Tina said, I wish I could be with you, wish I could be with you, love his music. I think I'm a Kiwi, Texas woman. What is a Kiwi, Texas woman? Was that a typo, or is that a thing? Susan said, I think that you are doing a great job, and if your bed needs more reinforcement, you'll know soon enough. Okay, so for everyone that's here, because there's a lot more people that are watching now than there were when I jumped on at the beginning, like I said at the beginning of the live chat, there were so many comments over and over and over again of people saying that the bed needed support in the middle. But like I said in my layout video, when I kind of explained how the bed was going to be set up, I'm going to have the closet on this side, and then my storage for my paddle boards and my skateboards, like all my outdoor stuff, is going to be over here. There's going to be the sliding barn door style kind of doors basically in the middle of each side of the bed frame. So it'll have plenty of support. It just doesn't have it right now. And as of right now, it doesn't need it. I did add a little bit of support, which you guys haven't seen yet. That'll be my next video. But yeah, it'll have plenty of support. So for everyone who didn't see that part, that's what I meant when I wanted to talk about the bed. It's gonna, please don't worry. Once you see the finished product, you'll understand the process. It's just a weird process because I can't just do like one project and have like that whole project just finished, because there's so many things in one. So like the bed's also storage. It's also possibly like my solar location, not my solar, but like my batteries and like all the wiring and stuff like that for the solar will be probably under the bed behind the closet, and more storage. I'm also going to have some storage on top of the bed frame where the bed ends, because it's not 7.5 feet long, it's just a full-size bed, so I still have like a good 1.5 to 2 feet at the end of the bed where I'll be building some more storage. Leanne said, I might have missed it, but where did you plan on putting your shower? I think your shower in the stairwell going out your door is a great idea. So I talked about putting my shower kind of behind the driver's seat. And right now I'm still debating on the layout. Like, I thought that I had it nailed down. I thought that was it. But now I'm like, should I have a couch? Maybe I need a couch. I don't know. Jenny said, hi, Jaylena, you're so pretty. I can see the Native American in you. It's your high cheekbones. You could be a model. Well, first of all, thank you, Jenny. I do appreciate that. And yeah, it's my cheekbones. I have the same bone structure as my mom, and she looks so much like my grandpa, who is a full 100% Native American. And I have videos from like over a year ago, if you want to make your way back that far, from Washington, where I show like some really, really cool like old photos of my family and my ancestors from like the 1800s and like the early 1900s, which I was blown away by. I think the video is called like I'm Not in Texas Anymore, and it's one of my favorite videos. And I think one of those videos, it might be that one, my grandpa actually talks in our native tongue. He just says our prayer, and I thought that was like amazing, and it's a really cool thing to be able to go back and look back on, especially since he's not here with us anymore. Steve Crayle is probably what it is. Sorry if I butchered that. Did a Canadian $20 super sticker of another bear. Thank you so much, Steve. I appreciate it. Edward says, there's a guy on YouTube that does a video on refurb medical device backup batteries that are super cheap and rated as good as new ones. Cannot remember their names, but they do solar built stuff. I may know who you're talking about, or I may have watched some of his videos. Van Life Shorts said, you can put the shower in the couch. I was thinking about putting my refrigerator in the couch. And again, on my next video, I have my refrigerator. I show you guys like all of my solar that I got, my solar generator, my portable shower system. There's a lot of stuff. I show you the bed, like the actual bed that's on the platform. There's a lot of stuff that I kind of talk about, not in detail, but I show you guys some things that I'm gonna go more into detail in later videos. So that'll be exciting to see your guys' comments on the next video. And I've literally searched YouTube for bus life showers like in the stairwell, and I can't find any. I know Dale Betts, he's doing a bus, and he said he's gonna do his shower in the stairwell. So I've been waiting for that video. Hopefully I can watch it before I do my shower. Vicky said, have you named the bus yet? Yes, the bus's name is Levy, named after Dan Levy from Schitt's Creek, one of my favorite shows. V. Keith Jones Media Group said, have you already moved into the bus? I've semi-moved into the bus. There's some things that I just had to put in there, and so again, like my next video is semi-moving into the bus, so you guys will see all that in just a couple days. Steve said, okay, I see, Jaylena. I was one of the people saying the bed needed more support. So proud of you. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you. And see, like, I get why people were saying that. And I get that not everyone watches every single video, So some people may not have watched the one where I kind of explained the bed platform, but they watched that video and they were like, this girl. So I get it, especially when some people... like that may have been the first video that they watched of mine. Maybe they were just trying to figure out how to build a bed platform, because there's some channels where I don't necessarily watch that channel, but I'll watch a specific video to learn something. So, you know, I get it. It's just, there was probably like 300 comments of, you need more support in the middle. There's going to be more support in the middle, but it's just not right now. Cobra Gaming said, I saw a video on YouTube where someone used a broken ceramic dishes as tiles for the shower area on their bus. I've seen people do that. I think that's, and I've seen people even just pick normal tile. And I do like that look. But I don't know if I do a shower, if it's going to be tiled. See, I don't know. It's lots of things to still work out. And I'm just the worst when it comes to like pre-planning. And I'm like, okay, this is it. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to do it. Like, I'm totally set on this. And then as I'm building, things change and I get new ideas and I start changing it up. So at least the videos that I've done in the past where I'm like, these are possible layouts, maybe someone else can get an idea from that. And at least, to me, that makes it worth it, because I will sit there and watch. I probably watched every single bus tour video on YouTube. I am not kidding. Like the Tiny House Tours channel, literally watched every single one of their bus tours. I'm not kidding. Like, you invest a lot of time researching and like watching YouTube when you're doing this type of thing, especially when you're still learning. Like, I have experience building and stuff, but not a bus, shed to house, tiny house, van, cages. Like, there's all kinds of stuff. Freaking cabin. Cobra said, I agree. It's great to be creative. Yeah, and I love getting into that zone where your ideas just start flowing and you do get to be creative and you're not stuck. That's the great thing about it, is I'm not stuck to a plan, and that I'm building it for me and not for someone else. So if I get a new cool idea, I don't have to stick to the one I had before. I can just roll with it, which that's who I am as a person. I just roll with it. So Skies Pop said Cobra is pretty popular. Cobra Gaming, do you have a channel? I know gaming channels are like the hardest to get into, but they pay the most, from what I've heard. So good for you, if that's the case. Roosevelt F said, how tall are you? I'm 5'8", so I'm kind of tall. Which I'm very, even if I wind up having to kind of stand like this, like if, like that was the ceiling and I could only stand up like this, it's way, way, way better than what I had in the van. Skies Pop said, no, not that. Just saying your bed is too high. What? I talked about this earlier too. Like, I already laid the bed, I already laid my mattress out, and I actually measured it. If I were to sit crisscrossed on my bed, sitting up as tall and as straight as I could with a messy bun on my head, I still would not touch the ceiling. With an inch at least of ceiling over what's not there now. And so for everyone saying it's too tall, I promise you it's not, and you will see me sitting in it on my next video. Skies Pop said, why is it so high up? Is it safe to sleep by the windows? Drafty also. It's high up because I just wanted it to be kind of high. Like, I wanted to eliminate as much wasted space above my head as possible. I can literally sit underneath the bed like comfortably. And so if that's my closet and if that's somewhere that I have to get into often, I would rather it be somewhere that I'm not crouched down too much, and like I have plenty of space underneath and I have plenty of space on top, and I'm utilizing more storage space on the bottom, and I'm not using any storage on top besides what's on my bed. So to me, it just made more sense. And like in the van, I had that storage above my bed, which I hated because one, I couldn't sit up underneath it. And it was literally a like 12 by 10 box, and everything else I think was probably speakers or something. And I hated that it was just a bunch of wasted space. So I just wanted to not do wasted space. About the mattress being up on the windows. I think I'm going to wind up actually blacking out the bottom half of the windows and insulating it because I want the countertops to be kind of high. And so, and I've seen some bus builds where they only use the top part of the windows. I'll still be able to put the ones that actually go down. I can still put those down, and like I'll have screens on those. But yeah, I'll be blacking out and insulating the bottom part of the windows. What are you gonna do with the ceiling? I'm probably gonna wind up doing shiplap. Honestly, I've seen people do like just regular paneling. I just think shiplap's probably like way easier. Maybe a little more tedious. But for one man or woman, I should say, it's probably going to be easier. Skies Pop said, okay, next question. Are you in Texas? I'm currently in Texas, but I'm doing the build in Nashville. I was actually supposed to be moving back to Texas by now. But with, you know, if you're on the channel, you guys know I've been having bus issues. But once the issues are done, my goal was to move back to Texas. But like I said earlier, if the bus is not going to take very much longer to finish, then I'll probably just finish it there. I do have plans to come back here once it's done, though. To kind of, there's a few places in Texas I want to visit, and then I'm going to shoot up northwest. Roosevelt F, I do plan on hitting every state in the US. And so far I've already done a few. And then I do want to do some international traveling, like here and there in between. I thought about going to Mexico again in a couple months, which might be something that I do, but I don't know if that's something I want to do right now. I think I might just want to do some bus life traveling and not so much airplane traveling. Airplane traveling makes me a little anxious. Cindy said, sounds like you have that bed thing figured out. Yeah, and I think, like I said, it's more of like, I see the finished, like the end goal in my head and not, you know, you guys don't, obviously. And so you guys are kind of seeing the process and more a broken down idea in your head versus what I see in my head for future videos. And so like once you guys see the end product, you're going to be like, oh, okay, that all makes sense now. But as of like right now, you're just kind of seeing bits and pieces of the process. So I think, you know, as time goes on, it'll make more sense to people. But I get, you know, like I said, people commenting certain things. Trav Max Adventures said, yes, good idea on the windows. So much heat transfer is through those windows. Yeah, I definitely think that it'll probably be a better idea to insulate the bottom half. And I love how much windows there are, so I don't want to cover up any of them. But if it's only the bottom half, at least I have the top part to let in all that lighting. I have my skylight, you know, so I think we'll be fine as far as lighting goes. David said, build it the way you like it, not what everyone else wants it to be. Doing an awesome job. I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's finished. Thank you, David, and that is definitely a plan. Keith said, have you decided on how to heat the bus during the winter? I'll actually have a diesel heater, and I will also have a mini split unit, possibly. I have the mini split unit, like a company with a mini split unit offered to send it to me when I'm ready for it. I'm just still debating on whether it's worth having. I know a lot of people probably would say yes, and I agree, but then you actually have to think about how much power that's going to use. Like if you watched Regretless, she has a mini split unit in her bus. I don't know how much solar she has, but she said she can only run it a couple of hours, and then it like drains all of her batteries. So I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing to have in case of an emergency, like if it's super hot or super cold and I just need it. But we'll see. That's a possibility. Cobra Gaming said, I converted an ambulance to a mobile home. Luckily, it had night heaters, tinted windows, and cupboards with plastic wipe clean doors and division doors separating the driver cab area. I actually follow, okay. I don't remember the name, but it's like One Stop Solutions, and he does like hashtag vans only, and he's doing an ambulance right now, and it's really cool.
Did you show everybody Penelope's new color?
No, you want to show everyone her new collar?
No, on camera.
Samantha said, what's your favorite place in Texas? I'm a water baby, so any place near water you can recommend to a van girl.
Why don't you tell them about when we went to Twin Falls?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Twin Falls and near the Austin area is a super awesome place to go. We went there the day before we floated the river and hung out for a bit, and it was really, really fun. So I would say Twin Falls is great. Frio River is really cool. Yeah, Miss Colbier said Frio River as well. Yeah, Frio River is really cool. Any river, really. I've heard Big Bend is really cool. I have some stuff saved in my phone. I'll have to make a list. But I've been on for almost an hour and a half, and Jessica and Chris are here, so I don't want to be on and I guess interrupt us hanging out. They just went and ate and stuff, so now that they're back, probably gonna just hop off here. But hi, two old people on the couch. Samantha said, I'm looking to possibly purchase a home base and would love it to be near the coast, river, and lake. Texas is a good option, I think. Yes, I wouldn't necessarily say for the ocean as far as the coast goes. I would say Florida for that, but lake, river, for sure. Texas is definitely a good place to go. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight, and I will see you guys in a couple of days. I don't necessarily know when I'm gonna film while I'm here. I'm still here for like another week in Texas. So if you're still here, let me know what you would like to see while I'm still here hanging out with, Jessica. Would you guys want to see like more? You want me to go live a couple more times while I'm here? Do you want a day in the life with me? I don't know. So I guess comment down below and let me know what you guys want to see. And thank you so much for all the super chats and hanging out with me tonight. I super appreciate all of you that come and hang out on the live chats, because it's definitely a different vibe we got going on, and it's always so much fun. So thank you to Paul for being my moderator tonight, and thank you to Samantha for being so active, and to all of the rest of you who are very active. Hey, Auntie Ann, sorry you missed it too. But I'll see you guys maybe I'll go live in a few more days while I'm still here, and we can hang out again. So keep your eyes peeled, make sure your notification button's on, and I will see you guys on the next one as always. Bye.